Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another seller interview session. Today I'm joined by Tom. I've known Tom for a while now. He has his best month yet, near enough every month. He's an Amazon seller that just builds and builds and builds. He's a proper grafter, and I'm super happy to be joined by him today. For those of you that haven't joined these sessions before, basically, from time to time, I'm going to be joined by Amazon sellers who are going to tell you a bit about their stories, about their experiences, give a bit of advice to help you on your journey. So, Tom, thank you for joining me. If you just want to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you.
That's fine. As Matt said already, my name's Tom. I've been selling on Amazon for it's been my 10th month now. And yeah, I'm 23, so I'm pushing on now.
So, uh, yeah, so you've been selling for 10 months. So just tell me a little bit more about how you got started, like how much you got started with, sort of like how you got into Amazon and sort of like how you then started to build it up. Like what sort of methods did you use? Did you initially do like online arbitrage and then switch to
Mhm.
wholesale? Or did you start off with one? Or just tell me
Yeah,
a bit more
cool.
about that.
I first started, I was looking at something. I don't like working for people, which was the main thing.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to get something that's going to be able for me to work on my own terms. So I first actually saw it was Jack's Amazon Club was on Instagram,
Yeah.
and saw it. I was like, I need to do this. And at the time for the mentoring, I did not have the money. So at the time when I first saw it and I saw that the mentoring was closing, I was actually in Venice,
Yeah.
and I saw how much money I had. It weren't enough for the mentoring, so I had to give my dad a quick call, and I was like, I borrowed some money. Long story short, just to get the mentoring paid, and I had to pay him back just £100 a month until I got that paid off. But it was literally the best thing I ever did. Just getting everything. I've still got my notes right next to me whenever I need them. So I've got everything that's still in here. It's falling apart, but it still does the job. And since then, yeah, I've just been pushing on. It's mostly wholesale. Like yesterday, I did find something with retail, but it's mostly wholesale at the moment, and we're going brand direct a couple of times as well. So I actually started throughout the whole journey. I started with £600, and most people would say you need to start with more, but it's all I had at the time over the 8 weeks that I mentoring, how much I could save, especially after paying my dad back as well. And
Mhm.
I started with £600, and now the bank account's looking nice and healthy, to be fair, for the business. So yeah, we've done some good progress so far, and I'm just this year should be my best year by far.
And so what's your goal? Like what are some of your goals for this year?
So this year, so target wise for the goal for by the end of the year, I want to be hitting around 25K a month. That is revenue. Again, if it's 25K profit a month, I'm not going to complain. But if we're being more realistic, 25K a month revenue every month. My last month, I actually hit a 24.6% profit margin. So if I can somehow keep anywhere around that figure, I'll be extremely happy with that, especially doing 25K a month. And then that's when we can start pushing on. Because right now I'm working at the garage, still working at the garage, but if we can start pushing on even further than that and start looking to get into a warehouse and all of that, that is where I want to be, and that's where I will be by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like the attitude, like you will be there. And I'm positive that you'll be there as well. Um, if you could sort of like go back, so if you could go back 10 months ago to like the start of your journey and you could tell yourself 10 months ago something, something to help, something that you'd do differently, like what would it be that you'd tell you at the start of your journey if you could tell yourself anything?
I mean, straight away, the first thing that always comes to mind, if anyone says like, "What would you do different?" or if someone asks me, "What should I do to start?" and all that sort of stuff, the main thing that always comes to my head is just don't be too proud. And what I mean by that is that I'm normally the sort of person that would sit there and be like, "Oh, don't worry, I can do this by myself. I'll be able to work this out by myself." But at the end of the day, everyone needs some help.
Yeah.
Whether it be when I first started and I done the mentoring, I could have learned that by myself. I wouldn't have been able to learn it in 8 weeks like I did. And knowing me, I probably would have started to give up. But because I've done that, it is something that was to keep me accountable as well. So I'm not just going to fork that amount of money out and just let it fail. And then
Hmm.
so I started doing these videos to stay accountable as well. But definitely don't be too proud of yourself, and just you just need to start basically. I've got some people that I know that have done mentoring, some people that have started doing Amazon, and they've just said to me, so I haven't really got the capital right now because it's not the number they wanted in their head. I
Yeah.
didn't want to start with £600. I would have rather started with a lot more, but if you don't start now, you're going to be waiting until that precious day that's never going to come. There's never the right time to start. It's
Yeah.
never going to be easy. So just start when you're thinking about it. Otherwise, it's just going to be forgotten about.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, I completely understand. Yeah, sometimes you just have to like you just gotta take that, you just gotta take that dive. You gotta, feel that like fear and just do it anyway. Um, in regards to have you actually like on your entire journey like found anything that you've struggled with like to any extent? It could be something you really struggled with or only like a little bit, and then you found a way to like to overcome that problem. Like have you got like an example of something like that, if
Oh,
anything?
yeah, so problem wise, I mean, what helps with me is because when I first started, obviously I started the account to keep myself accountable, like I've just said. And what's helped is me with all the networking that I've done. I have a lot of people that, whether they'll be amazing sellers and they're selling stupid amounts a month, or people that are just starting, I've got people all across the bracket that we message daily, weekly, all of that sort of stuff. So problems that I've come up with is just little things that could easily be fixed.
Yeah,
It's just one question away because everyone in this sort of community all helps each other. So
yeah,
I guess that's another thing I'd say. I mean, even if you don't want to post content, no one's going to blame you, but just follow a couple people, drop them a message, and most of the time, I'd say 99% of people are going to reply. I know I try my best to reply to everyone. I know that everyone else normally does as well.
yeah,
So it's definitely something I'd get because everyone comes up with problems. Doesn't matter how big or small you are, and it's always nice when you've got someone that can help you out.
yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And obviously you've got your own social media platforms devoted to your journey. And so like do when obviously if you're helping people out, you're answering questions, responding to comments and things like that. Has anyone like come back to you and said, "Oh, you know what, Tom, thank you for that advice. That's really helped me out." Like, do you get a lot of
I get
that?
it. To be honest, I get it quite a lot. I get it near enough. I'd say at least once a day, whether it be someone that's messaged me before or just someone that's messaged me in general. I had someone actually message me yesterday asking for a bit of help, saying they'd done their mentoring a long time ago. They just wanted to get back into it and get back into Amazon, but they just need like some pointers here and there because they can't
Yeah,
remember everything. And at the moment, I'm more than happy to help anyone. So I've just been messaging him here and there with any
yeah,
questions, any answers that he needs as well. So this is the thing. It's really nice. A lot of people will
yeah.
help you if they can. Again, if I don't have all the answers, but it's definitely something that I get it quite a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess in a way, like you've inspired a bunch of other people's seller journeys as well.
I mean, I wouldn't like to say inspired. I'm not trying. I literally started all the accounts, well, the Instagram and the TikTok, just solely just to keep myself accountable. And then from then, it's actually gained a little bit of a following, which is really nice. It wasn't my idea, but now it's definitely something that I'm running with. I have people saying that, oh, you really keep me motivated and that. But again, was never my. It's really nice to hear, but I would never say that I'm doing anything differently to anyone else, to be fair. I'm just telling you about my journey. And I mean, if that helps you, then amazing.
Awesome. And so obviously the wholesale method is your preferred Amazon selling method. Have you got any tips that you'd give anyone interested in getting into wholesale in regards to like finding wholesale suppliers, for example? Have you got any tips
Oh, I mean,
to that
this
method?
might sound extremely cliche, but no matter what the wholesaler is, you're going to know which ones just from clicking on them, which one that everyone else would see before. You've got like simple ones like Jones Wholesale is the first one that comes to mind. Everyone knows them. So most of the time, you're not going to be able to find anything. Um, I personally do not look for specific products. I will personally I'll type in a product to find a wholesaler that's selling that product, but I don't care for that exact product. I'll be using that for the opportunity that that product, when I type it in, is going to make me, if that makes sense. It's going to make me find different wholesalers to be able to look at different price lists. That's the way it works for me. And I can't stress this enough. Just absolutely rinse every single wholesaler you possibly can. If they've got 2,000 products to look through, do it. I've had my main wholesaler now. I found by an absolute fluke because I put in a typo, and they sent me a whole. It was like a 365-page sheet of 20 products on each page.
Yeah.
It took me days. I think it was near enough, like 2 weeks at the end. But it's now my main wholesaler because there's so many products I found on it. And this is why you just need to absolutely rinse every single lead that you've got.
And all thanks to a typo.
exactly. I won't tell you what I meant to type in, but it said about typing in a wholesaler's name, and that was great. So it worked out really well for me.
Yeah. Oh, clearly it's meant to be,
Mhm.
You're meant to make that typo.
Definitely. Well, I'm happy with that anyway. I'm gonna try to make a couple more now. So
Yeah. Yeah. So advice for anyone out there that's trying to find wholesale suppliers, basically type in what you mean to say, then make a couple of typos and see
exactly,
what
yeah.
you get.
You're gonna get hit a gold mine now.
Uh, um, and so in regards to like other parts of your business as well, so like software is a massive one. Like, can you just tell me a bit more about like what softwares you currently use in your Amazon business? It could like just anything that you use that helps.
Yeah, so right now I'm currently using four. Again, some are more important than others, but I'm currently using four. So the main one I normally use is BuyBotPro, which is again, you could like without any of the softwares, you could still do Amazon, but I couldn't imagine doing it without BuyBotPro at the moment because it's just so much quicker, so much easier. I
Yeah.
don't have to wait to put in your inventory and wait 15, 20 minutes for it to load up. It tells you instantly. And it just saves so much more time, gives you more time to do other stuff. So that's the main one. Then I also do use Jungle Scout, which quite a lot of people use for product searching. So again, that really helps. That's how I'd find a product and then I'd think of the name of that product, type it into Google, for example, and then work my way backwards from there. What else do I use? I use Profit Protector Pro, which again works so well, especially because if I'm packing, I don't have time to sit on my laptop 24/7. Or if
Yeah.
I'm on holiday, I set my parameters down and it will just sell for me, which is amazing. And the newest one I've just got is Skewerify, which is basically telling me what my weekly, daily, monthly sales that all comes up.
Yeah.
I've set up all my parameters now to make it perfect, to make it exact, and it's working out all my profit margins and that as well, which is just a game changer for me because I needed something like that already
Yeah.
because it was estimating, but now I can actually see in real time what my actual profit margins is, which is amazing.
No, like that's the great thing about that software. Like that's the sort of thing where if without something like that, it's a lot of manual work, it's a lot of calculating stuff, it's a lot of having like various spreadsheets like here, there, and everywhere. And it's like a lot to compile and understanding like what exactly you're making, especially if you're using a repricer. Things are going to sell for like all different prices, and then that then results in a bunch of different fees, different profits, different all sorts. So like yeah, having something like that is yeah, it's just really good to actually understand the ins and outs of what's going on in your business and what's going on with sales.
Only a game changer. Once you learn how to do everything on it, I wasn't, to be honest, when the first time about a repricer, when people were telling me about it, I weren't too keen because I have actually I've seen sellers with repricing because I'm trying to undercut people just by a penny here and there, and they're already
Yeah.
a penny below me by the time I've undercut, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? But
Yeah.
once you learn how to use it and you know the insides out of it, and then it's amazing. It's such a good tool to have.
Do you have a favorite repricing strategy?
So I knew this question was going to come. It's So I just love sales, and at the end of the day, I started with £600, and all I've been thinking is just getting the capital back and trying to get the capital back, even if it is going to be me losing a bit of profit here and there. Right
Mhm.
now, most important thing is me to get that money back so I can buy more stock, try different test orders and all that sort of stuff. So I'm always super aggressive.
Yeah.
I'd say most of my products, I would say I'm 80% super aggressive.
Yeah.
Lowest I'll probably go on is aggressive after that. And then the only other one I really dabble in will be penny under buy box, but that's when I know how much that I'm holding it quite well.
Yeah.
So that's the only ones I really dabble in. But yeah, super aggressive most of the time because I'm trying
Yeah.
to get the product sold and get the money straight back in.
Yeah. And would you say that through using like the super aggressive, I mean, it's got to be your favorite for a reason. So like, have you found through using that, like your possession of the buy box has increased
Oh yeah,
a
definitely.
lot?
I mean, it's you can see in real time what it's actually trying as well. I've
Yeah.
got a product, it's actually my cheapest product, but I get it for pennies. So I normally sell it for £6.
Mhm.
I've set my parameters up just to so minimum is going to be that and obviously a little bit higher because if I can get more profit, of course I'm going to take it. And I'll just check on my Amazon sometimes and it will say sometimes I'm at 5.99. I'll go on it again. They say I'm on 6.84 and I'm like, why am I on 6.84? And it's because it's trying everything it possibly can to get that buy box from anyone else. And that's why most of the time I'm in it. And you can see when you actually go on Profit Protector Pro, it says, oh, buy box. I've all got the BBs down the side of each one of my products. And we've got a nice little green sign as well telling me that I'm making loads of money from it. So it's
Nice.
not it's working well. That's the one that I always use. Again, some people might not recommend it. I'd be more than happy to sit there and wait to get a little bit more money. But what's the point of me waiting 2 months when I can get the money straight in,
Yeah.
and then I can get the product, get more products in. That's the way. That's my thought process anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No. That's really good to hear. And like as well about the rest of the softwares, like how how all of them like help you do
yeah, they all go
like
hand in
those
hand at the
those
moment.
those
So yeah,
important things. Yeah. Um, and so I think with that being said, we're going to move into the entertainment factor of these interviews, where basically I just throw a bunch of random questions that I think up on the spot in my head. And Tom, I've got a really, really, really important question for you, right?
we
So, what is your favorite movie?
favorite movie. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so sounds so generic. I mean, I'm gonna say two. I have one, like my favorite now, but my favorite of all time is my comfort film is
Yeah.
8 Mile. So I don't know why. I know that whole last rap battle. I just know everything about it. I've watched that at least 20 times.
Yeah.
It was the first film I ever had downloaded on the phone before like the Netflix and all of that. When I was younger, I used to just
Yeah.
have that. I used to watch the thing whilst I'm on flights or anything like that. But my favorite film, I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan. I like all of his
Yeah.
films, that sort of stuff. I like all the things that makes you think and all that. So Inception was the first one I probably watched like that, and I was like, oh. So I'd say Inception is probably my favorite film. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Oppenheimer?
You know what? I know
You're
I've
a
just told
Nolan
you I'm a
fan.
Christopher Nolan fan, but I actually haven't. I wanted to, and the day we were supposed to go, the missus was like, "Can we watch Barbie?" And I was like, "Oh, I want Oppenheimer." So we compromised, and then we went and
Yeah.
watched Barbie. So yeah,
So you ended
but
up watching Barbie instead.
yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna watch that with my dad. I think at least someone that will appreciate it with me.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, Barbie might end up being your new comfort film,
I
replace
don't know
Eight
about that
Miles.
one. I mean, I don't know about that one.
And so on the back of that as well, like, do you have any sort of like TV shows like
I
series
mean,
that,
yeah.
that
So
you
like
watch and enjoy?
TV series, not TV, sorry. So this is well, it was on TV, just not in the UK properly. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine was my comfort
Yeah,
series, always was. I've watched that over about 6 times.
yeah,
So it was actually kind of hit home when um Captain Holt died.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
that was very recent as well. But no, I really like watching that series wise, that make me think. I'm watching Line of Duty again because the missus hasn't watched it, and that's actually really good. That's on BBC iPlayer.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of a series off the top of my head. I mean, there's loads of series that I like. My favorite series ever is Money Heist.
Hmm.
So I feel like you have to watch that in Spanish though, and then you just get parts on because you feel like. I remember I put it on by accident with in English,
Yeah,
and you just don't really feel like the passion when they're talking all that sort of
yeah,
stuff. Even though I haven't got a clue what they're saying, as long as I'm reading the captions in real time, then yeah, that series is amazing.
yeah. And so when you're not busy crushing it on Amazon, is that what you find yourself doing like a lot of to unwind? Is it a lot of like watching stuff, or are there other things that you do to like unwind and like
Yeah,
have
so it's a lot of series to be fair, and then I'll put on if I'm doing product research, for example, or if I'm packing, I've got my setup downstairs when I'm packing, and I've got a TV set up as well, and I can watch any film or any series that's just above me. So it is a little bit distracting sometimes, but usually I like this.
Yeah.
And then if not, then I'll be on PlayStation playing a bit of Call of Duty or something with the boys. So there's always need a little time for a little a little bit of gaming here and there, I think.
Which like have you played like a range of Call of Duties, or has it just been like
My first one was Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. I can't remember. I must have been about 12, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little bit younger. So I shouldn't have been playing it, but no, that was the first one. So this new one's Modern Warfare 3. So you're getting all the old maps on it again. So it's a bit nostalgic at the moment, but yeah, it's good, and I'm still amazing at it. So I haven't lost it.
so like which of the have you got like a favorite Call of Duty game? Like is it Modern Warfare 2? Is it this new one, or is it
I mean, off the top of my head, I was never really the sort of guy to probably be like, oh, I love this Call of Duty, love that, like that and FIFA. I didn't really ever have a favorite. I just play it because football was my favorite sport,
Yeah.
and then COD's just COD at the end of the day. So again, I really like zombies. So any, to be fair, I wouldn't really pick. I'd say Black Ops 2 probably it would be
Yeah.
because that was unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite. It is a classic, and like even now, because I'm on Xbox, like it's got that backwards compatibility. So
Mm.
like just from time to time, you get that sort of like I need to play this game again. You
Yeah,
know, if for nothing else, it's purely for nostalgia. So like there's plenty of times where like I do hop on Black Ops 2, and there's still stuff going on. You can still get into lobbies and have a
Loads,
game.
loads of games like that, to be fair. Like my favorite series of games, I like playing single player games as well, to be fair. My
Yeah.
favorite series of games is Uncharted. Playing that through because I remember when I first got a PlayStation 3 and I got the first one with the PlayStation back when I was younger. I hated it because I couldn't do one of the missions, so I just gave up.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done the transition that everyone done. Went over to 360 and then got a PlayStation 4 and now I'm on a PlayStation 5. But that and God of War was the first ever game I think I ever played back when I was like 5. My granddad made me play it when we were sat there watching. So that new series of that has been really good, to be fair. And it
Yeah.
makes me think of him every time I play it. So it's a bit weird, but yeah, it's good, man. I enjoy it.
That's nice. And so like on the back of that, if you could meet any sort of like fictional character, like it could be from a movie, a show, from a game, like any fictional character, and have a chat with them. It could, well, actually, you could be going to the club with them, you could be going for a walk with them, for a coffee, whatever it is that you want to do. If you could meet one fictional character, who would it be?
Spot it. I'm trying to think fictional characters. I mean, straight away I said I like Uncharted. So Nathan Drake out of that, he's funny, man. He's
Yeah.
jokes. So he's someone that I definitely feel like I get on with. And then you've obviously got, well, you've put me right on the spot. Like, you got Jake Peralta out of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I think would be
Yeah.
another funny one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the spot, that would probably be them two off the top of my head. Yeah.
So the activity that I like that you'd want to do with them, like, would it be? I mean, they are funny people, and like they are people that you like. I definitely feel like I would have a great time like hanging around with them. So like, would it be that you'd probably go out, have a couple of beers, and
To be fair with them, I don't think it really mattered what we're doing. She wouldn't end up finishing with that, would you? There'd always be something else. One of them would try to go somewhere else, and then they'd find something that's going on, and you'd end up, well, no matter what your plan was, you'd never be end up doing that anyway. So could just be walking down the street. To be fair,
yeah, yeah. No, no, those are some pretty good choices. If you can meet a real person,
okay.
um, where like alive or dead, if you can meet a real person, anyone, who would that be?
See, real person. Okay, so I mean, straight away, I love football. I'm a West Ham fan, so I feel like just if Mark Noble straight away. He's West Ham through and through, so it'd be nice and easy. I feel like we'd have a good chat.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to completely change it up. If I could think of, if I had to pick between two, it'd probably be between him, and this is such a random shout, but Kanye West,
Okay.
because I think that guy's got some thoughts, and I love his music. So I'd want to see. Well, obviously, you hear a lot of stuff about him, so I'd want to see what he's actually like in person,
Yeah.
and see if he is all there.
No, no, there's some pretty good choices, like all around, like movie shows, people that you want to meet. No, those are some pretty good choices. My final question to you, my final random question,
Okay.
is, I guess this kind of fits with some of the other things that we've been talking about as well. Uh, is if you could have any superpower, just one superpower, but any, what would you have?
Oh man,
Invisibility, laser
any
sight, super
any
strength,
choice. So like.
speed. What would you
First
have?
one to come to mind would be flying because I mean it's a lot easier for travel is
Yeah.
the first thing I think. So, oh, you fancy going to Spain? Yeah, cool. Jump on my back. We're flying over there.
Yeah.
Easy. I feel like that would just be sick, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of the first one I actually thought of when you first mentioned superpowers. I don't know why it was just reading people's minds, but I feel like that would get on your nerves. I feel like you'd be thinking of
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and you don't,
Yeah,
you don't actually
exactly. I
want to
don't want
know.
to hear like people like I'm walking past people and they're like, "Oh, look at him. He looks like." And I'm hearing that every day. I don't think I could deal with that. So I feel like, yeah, if I'm on the spot, I feel like I'd stick with flying, to be fair. I
it
think
was in the
that's it.
first it was in the first interview of this series where I propped a similar question, but then it got asked to me, and I did say it was between two choices. I can't remember what the other one was, but one of them was flying. So I did say flying, but I made a point of I wouldn't want it to be whereby a bit like if you were a bird and you had like wings and stuff,
Mhm.
right? And you fancy going to Spain, it's going to take you a while still. Like you can fly, sure, but it's going to take you a while. So I wouldn't want to be like a slow flyer.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
want to be
exactly. The way I
like
when I think of
Superman, like really
flying,
quick.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking Iron Man or the Falcon.
yeah, yeah.
I should have mentioned that as well. I like the MCU like proper. I don't know why, but I know everything about it for some reason. But yeah, like,
Yeah,
when I think of flying, I think like that. I ain't thinking, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm not trying to just I'd take ages. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Now, definitely want to be a lot quicker. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I want to be a fast flyer. Yeah.
definitely.
Otherwise, it's you just hang
Yeah, could
around
you
in the
imagine
sky for
like me
ages.
going to Spain? Yeah, we'll be there in 3 days. No, we're not doing that. I definitely want
Yeah.
to be fast. I'm thinking like plane speed sort of thing.
It's good to hear that you're a Marvel fan as well. I'm very much the same.
I love it.
Speaking
I
of,
love
like, there's a new series out today.
it. Echo. It was that
Yeah,
Echo.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, new series
I'm
out
all
today.
up to date with all these things, man. I like them all. I've got since I was younger, I used to dress up as Spider-Man when I was younger.
Yeah.
My mum took loads of photos of me in it. But yeah, so I've always loved Spider-Man and all of that, and I think that's pretty much just got me into it. My dad likes a bit of the superhero stuff as well, so
Yeah.
put into that together, and I guess that's my little guilty pleasure. I guess I've watched all the films. I bought them all as well, just because I like them in there. Obviously, it's Disney Plus and everything, but I've got them
Yeah,
all
yeah.
in chronological order as well.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing like having the actual like physical thing itself. It's a bit like books. Like yeah, there's Kindles and stuff, but having the actual like book and the
yeah,
collection as well, they look great when you've got them all and they're
mhm.
all just there on like a shelf or there's nothing quite like having the physical thing itself.
Yeah, so I've literally got them all except for the new one. I haven't got the Marvels yet. I haven't even watched that yet actually, because yeah, I just haven't really had the chance to be honest. I've just been I like watching Marvel and all that sort of stuff when I'm sat down watching it.
Yeah.
And most of the time at the moment, I'm either sat on a laptop or I'm packing and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. So it's never had the actual time just to sit down and watch it. So that's definitely another one that I need to watch as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, that's one for me too. Um, Awesome. So we're gonna wrap this up now. I just want to thank you very much for your time and for joining me.
Appreciate it.
And for anyone that is interested in following Tom's journey, do you just want to tell everyone a little bit about where
Yeah,
they can
that's
find
fine.
you and
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, so on Instagram and on TikTok, they're both just cav.fba. So yeah, just both on it, TikTok and the Instagram. Any followers would be really appreciated. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. And yeah, from having followed Tom myself, I can tell you that following his profiles is 100% worth it. Very good advice, like a very real, like down to earth kind of journey. So yeah, all of the ups and downs, all the ins and outs, like Tom's a great one to follow. So yeah, I can definitely vouch for his channels. So yeah, is there any sort of like final points that you wanted to say before we?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're definitely like what I was saying before, if you're looking to get into Amazon, like I said, just start. I mean, if you haven't got the funds that you don't think that you need to start, just get it done. I mean, like I said, I was lucky enough to be able to borrow money off my dad to get the mentoring done. If there's a way that you can feasibly do it, then I'd just definitely do it because again, it can be life changing. It's changing my life and it's changed so many other people's as well. So it's definitely something that I'd definitely do if I were you.
Yeah. That's great advice. And obviously, courses are a fantastic way to learn. You're getting all of your knowledge from one consistent source. It's like a fast track way to learning the thing that you want to know.
Mhm.
And I've mentioned this before in other interviews and other videos. So you've probably already heard me say it. But one source that I definitely 100% recommend for anyone that's looking to get started and you're not quite sure about, what exactly is entailed in getting started, I would heavily recommend the Arbiversity course, which is 100% free. It's a 7-day course designed specifically for beginners. So if you haven't got a clue where to start, that is a fantastic course. So that's www.arbiversity.com. So that's also in the description. I'm going to be popping some links to Tom's channels in the description as well. So if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and check those out. So yeah, Tom, thank you very much again for having joined me. It's been an
Appreciate it.
awesome interview. It's been great to learn a bit more about you and your journey. and that you're a West Ham supporter.
course.
Um, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you to everyone who's watched, and I'll see you all very soon.